remove this high vision jacket. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another live. I just did my nails. I love them. I need these lights to turn just there we go. That's much better. All right, you guys, let's get this light right. Which one did we? That one. All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel, to another live. Today is Saturday, which means that it is filming day. And I want to go ahead and say this here. I don't love that color. This is supposed to be yellow to match me, and that's just not yellow to me. Is that? That's kind of coming off yellow. Should I just go with white though? Which one? That's green. There we go, yellow. Okay, so next week's video was going to be another beauty documentary breakdown video, but I've kind of switched it up to where, thank you, Erin, to where basically I don't do the makeup in them anymore. If you guys want me to go back to doing makeup in those videos, please let me know in the comment section, because number one, when I do makeup in those videos, it could take 3 to 6 hours to film, depending on the documentary, how many episodes in the documentary are on that person. So many things can go into that, and they are very hard to edit. Let me just be very clear, they're very hard to edit. So let me know in the comment section if you guys want me to do the tutorial during the breakdown of the documentary, or if you like the commentary style, kind of like giving very Christina Randall vibes. Let me know in the comment section. This week we are not going to be talking about a documentary, but we are going to be talking, in my opinion, something that should be true crime involved, and that is Lily Contino, better known as Lily Tino on TikTok, on Cameo, and also on OnlyFans. Guys, I have pages upon pages of notes on this person, and I done a deep dive. So I did some research to see who all has done videos on this person, and most of the videos are just on their TikToks. It doesn't really go into the deep dive. I deep dove, okay? I found out where they're from. I found out when they came out, how they came out, all kinds of things. Plus, we're gonna talk about 2 different instances on social media where this person involved other creators, and let's just say there's a lot more to this person than meets the surface, and I have a lot of opinions. And most of you guys know that one of my longest friends in life is trans. And when I tell you, watching her go through that from a child, I've known her since we were 5, going through that, I know what that looks like. And through her, I now have multiple other trans friends, gay friends. You guys know John, who pretty much taught me makeup, is gay. And so being in that community and around that community for so long, I know what actual gender dysphoria looks like. And what this is with Lily Tino, that is not it. That is not activism. That is not someone who wants to, because education is what makes change. And the way that this person is going about it, in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of people, including pretty much everyone I've seen in the trans community that shared their opinion, share mine as well, that this is very hurtful and harmful to the community. So buckle your guys' seatbelts, because Tuesday we're in for a wild ride. I have found some old Discord. I have found some old Facebook pages. I have found some old Twitter pages, and baby, not only that, but as of today, I had to update my notes because J.K. Rowling decided to go to X, Twitter, and tweet about the situation. So you guys buckle your seatbelts. Anything that comes up from now till Tuesday, you guys know I will throw a clip in at the end of the video with any updates that come between now and then. But today we are going to be getting ready for me to film that video, and I already know that I'm going to be asked because I get asked every single time that I wear these earrings. These are a dupe for the Bottega extra large teardrop, and I got these on Temu. I think I spent $5 on them. I have the medium and the small size of these. I love these big ones. They're just so cute. I just love them. Also, this shirt here, sweatshirt, it's American Eagle with the flag and everything. Obviously, it's from American Eagle. And my headband is from Catch. And yeah, that's all. Oh, the nails. You guys wanted an update when I got my other pack of square nails in. So these are how they come. This is the nude medium length square. You get 2 sets per color, and these are all nude. So it's like a white nude, a pink like bubble bath shade. You get like a cream shade, and then an even deeper like mauve color. They're very thick too. Do you see how thick they are? I love, love, love. These you get 240 nails. So each shade has 2 sets of nails. So yeah, and there's 15 different sizes, but for me it works out to two nails. There is another size on here, but it's just way too big for my fingernail beds. But yeah, love these. And then the long ones that I get, I saved the package they came in so that I could show you guys. There are 11 colors. Let me grab them here for you, and I'll show you guys the color of these. As you guys can see, I've already done the yellow out of these, but they are the long ones. They also have XXL and XXXL in the length of these. You can also get these colors in matte. So there's white, my favorite, the cherry red. And I'm very particular about the ones that I get because I don't like when they're thin and you can bend them. I do not love them. These are all off of Amazon. And the brand on these, I don't know. You might be able to take a screenshot and search that barcode there. But literally all I search is, let's see. How do I search it? 1 second. Tapered square assorted color press-on nails, and these will pop. They're the first ones that pop up. There's all kinds of different options too. So I have not so far gotten a bad brand. The one that I prefer the most is this one right here, Galactic. These are the what shape are these? These are the coffin shapes that I get. And then I also have the stilettos and my square ones. So this Galactic brand, they don't sell it in square. So if you want the tapered square or the square cut, so the square straight like this, you'll have to search tapered square, medium length, long, whatever, and just make sure you search assorted colors, and it'll be the first one that pops up. But you get like this kind of whitish nude, and more of a mauve nude, like gray undertoned almost. Our bubble bath pink. This is my favorite color aside from the red. I also love this color too. This is like a plum color. It's really pretty. All of these I get 2 sets out of. Again, the other set size that's in this is just too big. We got some bright orange. We've got pitch black. This really pretty mint color. It's coming off more blue on camera, but it is a mint green in person. And then our lilac-y lavender. And you can also like mix the colors, like all kinds of fun stuff. And each one of these are between, I think the cheapest one is $6.89, which are my bigger ones, the stiletto and the coffins. I get for like $6.89. The ones I just showed you, I want to say are $7 something. And the most expensive ones are these, which these are the best quality. They're the thickest. They're just better quality, but they only come in nude shades. And you get, there's 2 different options when you go in there that you can start, like, it's like a darker nude and then the lighter nude. So where you're going to get like the bubble bath and like more famous colors. And then sometimes I'll paint the top with like a glitter or something, just depending on the vibe. Here is the white one. Same nails that's this one, but they're the white, and I painted this sparkle over top, and I'm letting them cure over here. So yeah, those are the nails, because I know someone's going to ask, because y'all always ask about my nails. I always do my own nails, and they all come from Amazon. And where it gets tricky is when there's designs on them. So be careful. If you want like a really good pair of pre-designed nails, go to Etsy. They're good quality over there. People share their photos. I have never once gotten a cheap or flimsy set of nails from Etsy. They are way more expensive, so just keep that in mind. If it seems too good to be true, it most likely is. But yeah, on Amazon does make them share a picture of what the actual nails are going to look like that are sent to you in their photos. So if they don't share that, like the nails inside of the pack, if they don't share that, then do not buy them. That's what I say. All right, I'm going to put some hand sanitizer on my hands. First and foremost, I have a spray tan going on, so makeup is going to need to match the rest of my body. Also, I wanted to talk about my favorite perfume. I'm late to this train, but we went out to eat last week, and our waitress, oh my God, our server, she smelled incredible. And I'm normally like totally fine with asking someone like, what perfume are you wearing? But she was like young and really hot, and I don't know, she kind of made me nervous. But John was like, just ask her. So I was like, hey girl, I know that this is crazy. I'm like 36 and you're like literally a hot 19-year-old, but what perfume are you wearing? Because it smells incredible. And she was like, oh, it's actually a body mist, and it's the Ariana Grande Cloud. So John grabbed it for me on his way home from work like a few days later, and bitch, when I say, oh my God, it smells so fucking incredible. And the girl told me, the server that was wearing it, she told me, she said the perfume just doesn't smell as good. So don't know if that's true or not, but John actually found this at Walmart, the Ariana Grande Cloud Body Mist, and it is incredible. Hello everybody. Hello Eliza. Hello El Venter. Hello Bob. Hi everybody. All right, let's get started on the skin prep first. I do already have sunscreen on, so I like to put that on as my base. I'm going to go in next with the Drunk Elephant Proteiny Polypeptide. I love this stuff. It is the only Drunk Elephant product that I use, but I absolutely love it. I need my little skincare brush that I use. So yeah, we've got a very interesting video. I've not done a My Thoughts on video in a while. I do have a playlist on my channel of all of the other My Thoughts on videos that I've done. They are from like back in the day, so it's like when Gabby Hanna had a lot going on the internet. Trisha Paytas, I have one on her. I have one on Kanye West. But again, they're like from years ago, like, so this is gonna be one for 2025, so it's been a minute. Hello, it's been a minute since can I get some advice, love bug? That depends. I am from East Tennessee. How do I tell my girlfriend's parents that we're dating? She's 17 and I'm 35. That's disgusting, and you are going away. That's absolutely fucking gross. You need to get help. Is what you need to do. You need to seek help. You need to seek mental help. No predators in my chat, please. God. I need to message one of my... I'm doing good. How are you? Are any of my moderators in here right now? It's a beautiful Saturday, so my moderators may be enjoying the outside right now. Okay, I am next going to go in with my favorite. This is the Royal Honey Propolis by Skin Food. I highly recommend this. It is a Korean skincare brand that I worked with a few years ago, and I am obsessed with this stuff. I use it all of the time. It's so moisturizing, and it has done so much for my rosacea. So if you didn't know, honey propolis is really good for discoloration of the skin. So if you have like dark spots or rosacea, redness on your face, stuff like that, it's really, really good for that. It's also really good for like acne scarring, and it's super moisturizing. So it's going to add a lot of moisture to your skin. All right, next up is, let me give it a shake, the Nimya License to Glow Serum. This is Nikki Tutorials brand, and this is probably my 5th bottle of this stuff. And it's about time to repurchase because I use this every single day. She also has rosacea, and this is another one that I feel like has really, really helped my rosacea. And also it has this consistency that really just melts into the skin and just adds this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful glow. So if you're like 18 and stunning with that baby skin, you could literally do this in just like a little tinted moisturizer and go. But we all know that Morgan Shay is a full-faced queen till the end of time. That is just going to be me. I also have some poppy. I love the grape poppy. It is my favorite. All right. So now that we have the base done, I'm going to move on to primer. And I'm first going to go in with a little bit of the Benefit Professional Primer, just to cover up some of my pores. This is still my favorite when it comes to pore filling primers. It's just the best in my opinion. Like if you want that like blank canvas, like pores no more. Like that's crazy that there isn't anything that's come out. And I've tried a ton, but there's just none that beat Professional. It's just the best. It's probably the 18th tube of this stuff. All right, next up is the Nimya Where It All Starts cream. In my opinion, the best primer on the market. Again, this is Nikki Tutorials brand, and she normally has like bundles. So every time I've had to restock on my primer and my License to Glow, she usually has like a $99 bundle where you can get the primer, the serum, her setting spray, a fan. Last time I got her eyeshadow palette, which I'm obsessed with. So yeah, she usually always has a really cool bundle going on. So I need to go and check that out and see what's going on there, because it is about time for some more primer and serum. And then RIP to this brand. I bought like 4 bottles of this when they announced that they were no longer going to be a brand. It's the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. This is comparable to the MAC Strobe Cream. I just like this one better because it's more of like a skin tone and it doesn't look like a silver cast under your makeup. Hello, Geo Bear. So I'm just gonna put a few. Woo! That went right on my sweater, didn't it? Yep. Oh, I love the smell of this stuff. It smells like my Aunt Kim. I don't know how else to describe it, but it smells like her. And I love, love, love this stuff. It is my favorite, like, strobing cream. It smells just so good. I don't know how to describe the smell aside from it smells like my Aunt Kim. And you guys obviously don't know her, but she smells incredible, and this smells just like her. And it just adds the most beautiful sheen glass skin underneath the makeup, and it melts into the skin so it doesn't set on top. That is my issue with MAC Strobe Cream, is that number one, it doesn't match a skin tone unless you are pale white, and two, it kind of leaves like a silvery looking cast on top of the skin, and that's just not my vibe at all. So love this one. You can still find Becca on eBay and Amazon. So, and I know like Marshall's, Home Goods, Ross, TJ Maxx, places like that, they sell a lot of Becca cosmetics as well. So if you see one, you better snag it because it's incredible. All right. Let's move on to the brows. I will be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. Hi, Poppy. You just gotta keep posting, Poppy. That's what you gotta do. Just keep posting and keep posting and keep posting. When you think you've posted too much, post again. That's what you gotta do. Now I need to figure out where, here it is, my brow brush. Brush my little brow hairs up. Let's get this popping. Best advice that was ever given to me by a big creator, the one and only Trisha Paytas, was keep posting, and when you think you've posted too much, post again. It takes time. You have to be patient. I went viral several times, and you can see I haven't even hit 2,000 subscribers. You've got to just keep going. Just keep posting, keep interacting. Work on your editing. Listen to your subscribers, the content that they enjoy from you. Like, take their advice. Of course, you're so welcome. I sure will. I will check out your channel, Poppy, 100%. Let me actually take a screenshot so that I can come back later and subscribe to your channel. So this brush is part of the brush set that I got off of... Ooh, Vanessa's wondering, Poppy, what is your channel about? What kind of content do you post? There you go. There's one subscriber. You do nails, outfits, so fashion and nails. Very, very cool. I should have quite a few subscribers that would be interested in that type of content. So my channel started off as beauty, and I was talking about how crazy my life is and the stories from my life, and people started to request story times, and that is how I got my channel to be monetized. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't make any money from YouTube yet, but I will. I will get there. Just gotta keep working. I took like 2 years off of YouTube, so I would be a lot bigger had I been more consistent, but things happen. Thank you, Poppy, for the subscription. Aw, Sketch with Asher subscribed. Awesome. All right. I'm now going to take my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly, and I'm just going to place this on my lid. I already had a brush that I was doing this with, but oh, there it is. Like, I know I have a brush. This is a old school Morphe brush. And my cat is on my YouTube channel. Aw. He dances. That's so cute. We actually rescued a kitten about a month and a half, probably almost 2 months now. She is doing amazing, little Millie cat. She is in there taking a nap right now. She likes to take a nap under the sink in the cupboard. And that's where she's at. I was looking for her before I came in here because I was going to put her in her playpen, but she just looked so cozy underneath the kitchen sink. So I let her stay there. Want to get my friend to check you out so like they can subscribe and like your videos. Awesome. Thank you, Astor. All right, and now I'm just going to take a concealer and shape these brows up. Just going to use this CoverGirl one. Now I'm going to take my Laura Lee Los Angeles L. The numbers have officially rubbed off. I believe this was the L17, just flat synthetic. Thank you guys for the hearts. Got Ukraine in the house. Hello, hello. So yeah, I'm super duper excited for the video I have planned for today. because number one, I've been watching a lot of the stuff unfold with Lily Tino and Disney, which, don't get me wrong, we're going to go into the Disney stuff. We're going to talk about the rage bait of it all, because I do believe at the end of the day that that's what this is. And again, that really breaks my heart, because I have so many friends who have actually suffered with actual gender dysphoria. I mean, like I said, my best friend, I've known her since I was 5. I watched her suffer with that her whole childhood into adulthood and being in the South, and it was just a really, 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 really hard thing to watch someone you cared so much about go through. And, you know, just wanting people to accept them for themselves, and then watching someone that literally post rage bait for clicks and views, and using the trans community for that rage bait is just, it's disgusting. It's actually disgusting. And after doing my deep dive and finding out even more stuff, it's just like, where does this person get off? I don't get it. I really, really, genuinely do not get it, nor do I connect with people like that at all. And I think that if you haven't signed the petition, I think you should look into Lily Tino, especially if you are a TikTok user. I think that you should look into her, and I think that you should sign that petition if you think that that's the right thing to do, because I am so glad that I signed it. There we go. Just needed to take a little bit more off of that brow. Okay, moving right along to eyeshadow, my favorite part. So make sure this is nice and pressed into the skin so that that shadow blends nicely. All right, Asher, we'll see you next time. Okay, I am going to, let's go in with a new palette today. Why not? Let's go in with the Norvina. This is the ABH Norvina palette. So beautiful. Look at this. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Ah, obsessed. All right, I'm going to start out with B5, which is this shade right here. I'm going to use as a transition shade. And I'm going to get a nice sized transition brush. This is a Morphe brush. And it's just got a good good blender on it. This palette is incredibly beautiful, and I do blend my transition shade up into the brow, and that's going to start the shaping. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to do some tape. I wish we could start a petition to have music during lives on TikTok, because I much prefer, or YouTube, because I much prefer going live on YouTube. It's just YouTube like will not move with the times and let us have music while we're live. Whereas on TikTok, I mean, even Facebook is getting with the program. Instagram's getting with the program. Like, come on, can we please play music? I mean, number one, these lives, I'm sitting here alone in this room talking to you guys, but essentially by myself, and it's just nice to have some ambiance in the background. And who the hell wants to listen to royalty-free music? Not me. I don't even like putting music in my videos, which I will say I was definitely guilty of putting royalty-free music in every one of my videos when I first started YouTube, which is a big reason why I want to refilm a lot of my story times, because they just don't need to go down in history like that with royalty-free music blaring. That's another advice I can give you, is when you're doing a story time, if you're going to play any type of music, it needs to be like on 2% like sound. Like, it doesn't need to be very high at all, because people just don't want to hear royalty-free music. They want to hear the story. Also, something that nobody else told me when I first started YouTube is making sure that you download YouTube Studios, because that is where you're going to be able to keep up with your stats. It's also where you'll see how far away from being able to monetize your videos you are. I know when I started, you had to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which takes a lot longer than you think. I got the watch hours way before the subscribers, if that says anything. All right, next up, let's see, where do we want to go with this? Dancing around two different shades, but I think the one that I'm going with here, okay, so I'm going to go in with C3 next, and then we'll go in with E2. So C3, and then I'm going to go in with E2, this nice brown. We're going to do it brown, smoky, sexy eye today. I'm in the mood. Plus, I was watching some of my old video. Oh, this is a beautiful color. I was watching some of my old videos back the past couple of days, and there are a few eye looks that I killed, and I really just want to go back and give those looks a whirl, especially now that I've gotten like how I do my shadows down so much. I've gotten down like what works best for my eye shape, and to actually use the real estate that I have on my lid. Because back when I first started YouTube, even into like 2022, I didn't use any of this space out here, or really any of this space. It was just all on the lid, and this just is so much better. Not to mention it helps contour the rest of your face. I'm just obsessed with doing my shadow like this. So shout out Nikki Tutorials, because she's the first person that I've seen really talking about blending your shadows into your front of your brow to help shape your face, and to really use all of that real estate that you have on your lid. So if you're wanting to try something, oh, Rimshad, hi from the Philippines. I'm from East Tennessee. Thank you so much. And from what I can see from your photo, you're gorgy. So thank you so much for the compliment. I'm loving our little audience we have going on today. Everybody is so kind and so hot. I love it. All right, so now we're really going to go in and start building this crease up, baby. And I'm going to leave these two brushes out because you guys know I'm going to go back and forth to really get that blend right. I want a nice tapered blender. This is my favorite Morphe brush of all time. It is the Morphe M149. And we're going to go in with E2, which looks to be like a purpley chocolatey brown. That is gorgeous. Oh, I'm loving that color. Not to mention this blending brush, which just so happens to be, in my opinion, the best blending brush of all time. Oh, that's beautiful. That is stunning. Just really building up that outer edge. And then I'm going to go back in with that second brush back into C3 and hit that edge. Those two together really well, and then I'm going to go in with we're going to fix that brow really quick actually, because it's driving me nuts and I cannot move on until it is fixed. I just can't. I won't be able to focus. The key and the trick to a really good smoky eye is taking your time and building it up. Don't go straight in full Monty with your deepest shade. You want to work yourself up to that. So that's so much better. That was driving me actually insane. So in the White Fox Cream hoodie. This is American Eagle. Aw, thank you, Ramisha. And then going in with our original transition brush and shade, which was B5. Just going to touch that edge. And that is looking good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and move on with E2 over here on this side. And we're really just lining the edge of our tape and going down in that diagonal. And then just kind of taking that shade on the lash line. This is a gorgeous brown, beautiful warm tone brown. It's got a little bit of that brickish undertone to it. That's just so beautiful. So gorge. I just cannot. Alright, going in with C3. And again, hitting this edge. Just making sure we've got a nice, soft, blended edge. And then in with B5. And I'm so sorry if you hear my neighbor. I need to do an update on that story time, because the motherfucker came back home after he literally robbed his uncle that he was living with. Robbed him, and so his uncle sent him back home packing. And when I tell you, well, you guys, if you watch the story time about the biggest nuisance neighbor of all time that I uploaded a couple of weeks ago, then you know what I'm dealing with here. Like, and it's so bad because he genuinely thinks that all of this is funny. He doesn't care that he's bothering anyone. He doesn't care that, you know, this road is so narrow. It's literally a road big enough for one car to fit down. He doesn't care. He will still drive at least, no exaggeration, 65 miles an hour coming down this road. And I need to do an update on it. I really, really do. All right, so now that we have the outer edge done, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the lid. And there's a palette that I'm looking for because I know which one I want to use on the lid today. Because, again, I was rewatching some of my old YouTube videos, and this is another one we're venturing back in today. This is the Laura Lee Glazed Lip Kit. We're going to be going into that one, but I used this palette in the video I was watching the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot all about those beautiful glitters in that palette. And as you can see, your girl loved the glitters, so why not, you know? Why not have a little glitter Momo? And I'm gonna use glitter, what is this one? Glitter Aura. It's the second glitter. Let me get a good brush for this. And let's go in to Funky Town with this. Oh my gosh, they're still like butter. I haven't used this palette in, I don't know how long. It's been a minute. Oh my God. Guys, I know for sure I haven't used this palette in at least 2 years, and look at that. It's unreal. It just makes every eyeshadow look so good. Which lip shade is my favorite? Okay, let's get more, let's get a little bit more specific. Are we talking gloss? Are we talking liquid lipstick? Are we talking actual lipstick in a tube? What kind of lip are we talking? Or do you want to know all of the above? Because we can do that too. And what color are you saying? Because I love a nude, but nude is also going to depend on your skin tone and what works best for you. So like what is best for my skin tone may not be your skin tone. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to a nude lip, I feel like where a lot of people mess up is that they just get whatever the trending color is, instead of like going to the counter or going to someone in Ulta and saying, hey, I want to try this lipstick by this brand, but I want a nude that works for my skin tone. That is what I recommend that everyone do, especially if you're wanting a nude, because everyone's nude shade for the better part is going to be different than the next person's. It's all going to depend on your skin tone. That is so freaking gorgeous. I can't. This is one of the best palettes of all time. It is an artifact, and that's why I quit using it, because I just don't want to go through it all. This is also the best black glitter ever made, and one of my favorite matte eyeshadow palettes ever. Like, it just has everything. It has the glitter, it has the shimmer, it has the duo shimmer, so the matte with shimmer. I mean, it's just, oh, it's so perfect. The matte, the sequin, the metallic, and the glitters. Oh, it's so good. It's such a good palette. Yes, girl, I am yellow skin tone and you're fair complexion. Nude suits on you. Okay, so for you, a nude is going to need to have a greenish undertone, okay? So for me, my nude is Myth by MAC, okay? Myth by MAC, right here. I have 2 of them. Let me take off, because I put this basically over everything. This has a really pretty pinky undertone. Do you see that? That's going to be what's best for my complexion. For you, you're going to need something a little deeper than that, and one that may actually be really good for you. One momento. This one. This is Naked Body by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And I'm going to show you the difference. First of all, look at the bullet. So beautiful. Let me show you the difference. Do you see the difference? This is Myth by MAC. This is Naked Body. Naked Body is probably going to be your perfect nude. So I would definitely recommend that, or something that looks like that. So it's going to have more of a brown than pink. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Find you something. Find you Naked Body by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And when I tell you his lips are long lasting, even his lipsticks, Naked Body does come in one of these lipsticks too. This one here is Mannequin, and I'll show you. Mannequin, it has even more of a pinky undertone. So you see how that kind of looks the same in the jar, but when I swatch it, how different it looks. Naked Body is going to be your go-to. This is Celebrity Skin. I have all of my Jeffrees right here together. See, that would be a good nude for you. This is the liquid lipstick. Celebrity Skin would be really good for you too. These two right here are going to be more of a good nude for your skin tone. So that's a liquid lip and a lipstick option for you. I hope that helped. All right. Next up, we're going to do that, and then I'm going to take my spoolie and get this glitter off. Long lasting, yes. Both of those options that I gave you is long lasting. Now with lipstick, obviously you are going to have to touch up more than a liquid lipstick. A liquid lipstick is going to last, which Jeffree's literally lasts through, I mean, we're all adults here. I mean, it lasts through sex for me. Like, that lipstick lasts through anything, his liquid lipsticks. But lipsticks, obviously, you know, those satin matte lipsticks, you're going to have to touch up those. Like, when you talk, when you eat, hit a joint, whatever. All right, let's move on to skin. Let's have some Poppy. Oh my God. The grape Poppy is so incredibly good. I can't. All right, you guys know that I take my foundation concealer game very seriously. And in this neck of the woods, we go full coverage over here. We did not come, I do not come to play games. None of the BS. Nay, nay. I'm also very, very spray tan, so we're gonna go in with a deeper full coverage too. The first one that I always go in with, best foundation in the world, still to this day, is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. Now, I'm pretty sure that I've always been shade vanilla. And I know that that's what I ordered on Sephora. But when it got here, it doesn't say the, like my old tube said vanilla on the bottom. This one says 6. I believe it's 6. Yeah, it's 6. So I do know that Sephora does have a shade matcher. So you can use, like, you can look up any foundation, and whatever shade you use with that foundation, it'll pop up and it'll match you with what shade that is in the Vanish Stick. So I really like that about Sephora, that you're able to do that. But this is always the base. This is a good matte foundation that is very, very long lasting. So beautiful, so flawless. Good on its own, but you guys know I mix different undertones to cover up my redness. Plus, I am extra and I'm a makeup artist, and I just love testing new foundations. I say foundation and concealer is probably my two favorite products. I just love them. I'm a huge collector of foundation. I probably have 60 to 100 foundations right now. The second one I'm going to use is my more olivey undertone. This is the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. This is in the shade Camel. And this is going to give us that glassy skin look that I love. Love this foundation. This is my 2025 foundation so far. I love it. And then my orangey undertone today is going to be my Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 4W1. I'm using this one again because I am spray tanned and I need a little bit of extra color in here. So my orangey undertone just depends, but the orange always helps cover that redness. So I do always do some orange undertones. Some are just lighter oranges than the others. I'll wipe that brush off so it doesn't make a complete mess with all my other ones. And then I'm going to spray my face. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that compliment. I have been liking this setting spray, the e.l.f. Stay All Night Blue Light Micro Setting Mist. I don't think it does anything when it comes to blue lights, but I do think it helps your makeup last for sure. All right, now I'm going to take my Kabuki brush. This is one of those Menage brushes that I got off of the TikTok shop. Look at this when you blend these all together. Look at that. Perfect match. Look at that. So gorgeous. I can't. All of my redness is getting covered. Obviously, we are on YouTube Live, so there is no filter on here. This is exactly what you see is what it is. How freaking gorge. And I love the mixture of a matte foundation with a nice glossy, like glass skin foundation, because I really feel like it really balances out the skin really, really well. I am going to go here and just cut the top of that brow a little bit. I like to wait and do it with my foundation. I cannot stand when I can see concealer over somebody's brow. It sticks out like a sore thumb, and I can't stand it. This looks so beautiful. And this brush too, it was like a pack of 20 different brushes in the brush set on TikTok shop. Again, it's Menage. And this Kabuki brush for foundation is stellar. I mean, look at that. I really don't have to go in with the beauty sponge if I didn't want to, but I do, just to make sure it's nice and blended into the skin. So I'm just going to take whatever's left on that Kabuki brush. I just take on the little butt of the sponge, and then we're going to press it all into the skin, just to make sure that we are nice and blended. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It is just so beautiful. the combo is just Gorgina. All right, now that we have our foundation on, let's look a close up. Look at that. There's no filter, you guys. Yes, I do go in with the beauty sponge next, but a brush will really, you'll get the most out of that foundation. So it will, you'll get all the foundation in the skin instead of being on, sucked into your beauty blender. That's the thing about beauty blenders, is they do suck up a lot of product. And I do feel like with cream products, brushes just do so good with them. I really, really do. All right, let's go ahead and move on to contour. I am going to be using two. I am first going to go in with my all-time favorite. This is the LYS No Limits Contour Stick in the shade Harmony. This stuff is like butter. Again, literally melts right into the skin. You barely have to do any blending at all. And then of course we'll be doing our little double chin hack that I went super viral on TikTok for. Our little X's. I've been doing the X's since Victoria Beckham did her little makeup tutorial about a year ago, and now I can't go back from doing the X's. I don't know what it does, but it does something. It just makes my makeup look so much better. I love it. Can you tell me which contouring shade is best for my skin? So that is going to depend. You're probably going to be, you need something probably with more of a grayish undertone rather than a orangey undertone. So you need something a little bit more, and I don't have anything. I do in my kit. I do in my kit. This is almost what you need, something like this. This is e.l.f. in light medium, but you probably need the shade medium. And I don't love this on its own, so I'm not going to recommend it to you. It is patchy, in my opinion, on its own. But mixed with the LYS, it does look really, really good. And I do like it for my lip contour. But I don't recommend this. I mean, unless you just want to buy it for me. I'm using it because I bought it, so I need to use it. But otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. This is another one of those Menage brushes. This is a good dome brush, which is perfect for blending out your contour. It will literally, you just do circular motions going up, and it will blend that out for you. Do you see kind of that reddish tint? That is that e.l.f. contour. So your contour that you need is going to have more of a grayish undertone, and it's also going to have kind of a reddish look to it when you rub it into the skin and blend it out. And because I am doing my contour before concealer, it's going to look very harsh. But this is how I have always done it. I have always done contour, blush, then concealer. And I'll show you why here in just a minute. Because my skin is going to look airbrushed when I'm done. It's going to look like somebody took an airbrusher and literally sculpted it out. My nose is so runny. My allergies have been off the chain, and I know why. We live in East Tennessee and everything's blooming and all of that jazz, and my allergies, I mean, I don't know anyone who lives in East Tennessee that doesn't have some type of allergy, something. again, because of where we live, we're surrounded by beautiful trees and they bloom, obviously. But mine are kicking my arse this year. All right, this brush right here, you can only get at Target. It's Sonia Kashuk, and that's the only place that she is exclusively at Target. And this brush right here, I have two of them, one for wet products and one for dry, and they are the brush for this. Literally, you just have to move over it and it blends that contour out for you. And I'm so obsessed with this brush. I will never go to another brush, ever. I've used this type of brush now for like 6 years, maybe a little longer. Well, let's see, I got it in 2006. I started using it in 2016, so almost 10 years. That's crazy that 2016 is almost 10 years ago. That's insane. I have a lot of pets, actually. I have one at my feet, Creed. He is a, hold on a minute. Okay, so I have Creed. He is a beagle. I also have Lady, and she is a wiener dog mixed with a Rhodesian Ridgeback. So a big ass Rhodesian had sex with her little mommy, who was a weenie dog, and I rescued her from a shelter. We all then have our cats. So Mushiki, or Mushi, she is our Blue Russian. We then have our second cat was Mama Cat. She was a rescue that we rescued over a year ago, and the morning after we rescued her, she was a stray cat in our subdivision, and we had a really bad storm at the end of 2023. It was like New Year's Eve. We had a really big snowstorm, and so I had been feeding her on the porch, and then when that snowstorm came, I had John close our screen door, and I got her in the house, and the next morning we realized she was pregnant. So she ended up having 4 kittens, 3 boys and a girl. We kept the girl. Her name is Belle Belle. And that was it for us until 2 months ago. Our neighbors heard a meowing going on outside of their house, and they kept going out and looking and couldn't find anything. And then they come and got John, because they know that we've rescued animals before, and had him go over there. And John came over here with a kitten this big, and I had to bottle feed her, and she is just doing so good now. She's finally on wet kitten food. She's thriving, and her name is Millie Mae. So yeah, we have 4 cats and 2 dogs. So yes, I have now rescued 1, 2, well, all of our animals are rescues except for Mushi. Mushi is the only one that I bought from somebody. She was actually our first pet, Mushi Cat was. And then literally 2 weeks to the day later, me and John were out on a date and decided to stop by the local animal shelter. It was right after we had moved here to our new town, and we decided to have a date at the animal shelter, and that is where we found our ladybird. All right, going in first with iMethod Beauty. This is their natural looking Rocks All Over Face Blush in the shade Hot Cherry. These are my favorite blushes of all time, and you guys know I've worked with iMethod Beauty before, and there's a reason. It's because they have the best blushes in the game, in my opinion. They melt like butter. They stay all day. They do not budge, and they don't disappear. That's another issue I have with a lot of liquid blushes, is that they tend to like disappear on the skin throughout the day. And I don't know what that's about, but a lot of liquid blushes do that. And this one does not. It's absolutely stunning. And what I like to put on top of that is the She Glam blushes, and my favorite one is Rose Ritual. Is that the name of it? Yes, Rose Ritual is my favorite. And it's got more of a peachy pink mauve, and the two of these together are stunning. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face. I have all rescue cats. I love that. Yeah, and we know exactly who Millie Cat's mom is. I've tried to rescue her. We actually got her in the house once before, and she literally climbed the walls and went crazy. She's absolutely just too wild to be inside anyone's home. And she just wanders the neighborhood. We have a natural creek off of the road that we live on, and it's right basically a football field. You can see it from our house. And I've seen her multiple times. Millie looks just like her. And we've seen her multiple times going up and down that creek. We've tried to find her other kittens because we don't think she just had Millie. We've tried to find her other kittens and we have not been able to find them. We literally drove all up and down the creek, everything, climbed completely up underneath the house. We haven't been able to find them. I hope they're okay. I do think she still has other kittens because she keeps coming around our house. So I don't know. What our vet thinks happened is that she was moving the kittens to wherever she nested. We think she nested by the creek, and she was taken probably by mouth, carrying one at a time to the nest, and she forgot Millie, or like completely forgot about her, or she forgot where the kittens originally were, like where she birthed them, because Millie was by herself completely, and she was so little she could barely walk around. But I'm just so glad she's okay, and we've tried and tried and tried to find the other babies, and we can't find them. But I will show you all Millie at the end of this live and give you guys a little bit of an update, because I know a lot of you guys are invested on her little journey. I've shared a lot of it on TikTok, and a lot of you guys have been kind of keeping up with that and how big she's gotten and all the things she's doing. She's also using the litter box completely on her own. I also have it dead set in my head that she is a munchkin cat and gonna be a munchkin cat. My vet said that it is a possibility because of how small she is still. Like, she has a big belly and just a little short kitten, but I mean, she's not really getting like any longer or bigger. It's just her belly, you know, is growing from eating real food and stuff. She's perfectly healthy, according to the vet. So she said that it is a possibility she could be a munchkin. I hope so. God, I would love to have a munchkin cat. I've wanted one for so long. The only way I would get another animal at this point would be a Scottish fold cat. That's like the dream cat for me, or a wiener dog. Like, if a wiener dog, like, it would be any animal. I can't even lie. Like, if an animal needed a home, I would at least foster it until I could find somewhere else for it to go. But I really want a Scottish fold. I just don't believe in breeders. I feel like there's way too many animals that need homes and need rescued, that I just don't want to go to a breeder. And when you are talking about weenie dogs and Scottish folds, when they do go to animal shelters, they're always the first one to go, because it takes certain type of, like a Dalmatian, like, you know, if that goes to the shelter, it's probably going to be one of the first dogs to go, because people are just waiting for the day that a Dalmatian, you know, gets brought into there and they get it. But also, those types of dogs take so much work in raising. My grandparent, my nanny's best friend had a Dalmatian, and the things that she had to do for that dog was insane. Like, she actually sent it to like a training academy with other Dalmatians, and it was like the most well-behaved, most like a human dog I've ever encountered in my life. The dog could completely open the door, which my cat can, but could open the door, knew how to lock the door, knew how to unlock the door, could go outside, check the mail for her, bring the mail inside, like, knew how to turn on her coffee maker. So all she had to do was put the coffee in the pot, and the dog knew how to turn it on in the mornings. Also was trained that if she was about to have one of her seizures. The dog knew how to lay her down, knew how to open the, she had a thing on the fridge so the dog could open the fridge, get a water bottle out, get up on the counter, get her medicine, could get her phone and give it to her if she needed to call 911. Like, this dog was like brilliant. I just remember like being so impressed by that dog when I was little. Like, holy, this dog is like fully like doing shit, you know? Alright, okay, starting out with concealer. I'm going to start out with some Lancome. This is Le Tint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. It says 090 as the shade, but I swear, again, that this one was like shade ivory or something when I ordered it. Don't know that I'm going to reorder this. I'm going to be honest with you. The one that I was using in place of this one previously was the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Or no, it wasn't. What am I talking about? It was the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. And I loved it. And one of my makeup friends, who is also a makeup artist, she told me, she said, you really ought to try the Lancome for your peachy undertone concealer that you use for more coverage. And, or not coverage, for brightening. And I was like really hesitant on it because I am such a Hourglass concealer stan. Like, the only one I was contemplating like actually trying instead was the Natasha Denona, because I had seen a lot of TikToks on it and really liked it. Now for my olivey undertone, I'll be using my Huda Beauty Faux Filter. Again, will not be switching this one out. This is my favorite for coverage. This is in the shade Royal Icing. And baby, she means business. But I really did think about trying the Natasha Denona again, because so many TikTok beauty creators were talking about how incredibly beautiful it is. But I ended up going with the Lancome, and honestly not impressed. This one you can't buy anymore unless you find it on like eBay or something. It's literally white out. It's the Jaclyn Skin Perfecting Concealer in the shade Fair Peach. And this literally just goes in my inner corner, and that is it. It's the only place that goes. And then I like to let my concealer sit a minute. I do spray my face. Here. Go on. He wanted out. He's whining. I don't know if he's got a potty or not. Let's take a sippy. Yeah, I have a few Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes. Alright. Let's see. I want to take my this is another one of those Menage brushes that I mentioned. I love them. Okay, and then again, taking whatever's left on my brush, and we're just going to press this into the skin. I want volume, like in your hair volume. What is the brand of my volumizing spray? It's like Jennifer McKnight or something. Comes in a purple spray thing. I don't know. It's in the other bathroom on the complete other side of the house. But I love it. You can get it at Walmart. And it's a volumizing spray, and it is fantastic. I would recommend it 100 times out of 100 times. Okay, going back in with my contour brush, I'm just going to take just a little bit of the LYS on this brush. And this is where the airbrush comes in. This is how you get that nice airbrushy look, is by kind of going back and forth with your brushes, really blending things into the skin. And then I will take my Sonia Kashuk brush. And just touch that up a little bit. And then we will do the same with blush. And I use a Tom Ford dual fibered brush. That's what you really want, is a synthetic dual fibered for blush. Those dual fibers really work well with creams, so they blend into the skin really, really easily. Dual fibered is the way to go with blush for sure. I just like to take it on my brush and just kind of go back in and make sure we've got a nice, beautiful airbrush vibe. And then I will go back in with my sponge and really press this into the skin. This also will make sure that everything is nice and blended into the skin and nothing is setting on top. And now we will set it. And I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder in the shade Rose today. To go in first and just pat everything into the skin and really blend it into the skin. That jawline. shape our nose a little. So my nose runs like crazy. All right, and I don't let that set very long, just a few minutes. And then I take my little kitten paw brush. Like, you don't need to let it, you don't have to, it doesn't have to set too long. These are one of those powders that still has the beautiful, the lovely talc still in it. So like pores wear. If the Benefit didn't get rid of the pores, this does. Like, look at that. And I love a little bit of glitter still on the face. I just love it. So gorgy. Okay. Of course, my nose is going to run and run and run and run and run, because it always does. Oh, thank you. Alrighty, Rooski. Ooh, I love the glitter on my face. I'm loving it. Now, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but in person, you can see it, and it's so cute. Okay. Lower lash line. Let's get this palette back opened. Back in the Norvina palette, and I am first going to go in with my Urban Decay pencil liner. My eyes are watering so bad, my nose is running. Okay, and then after we get that put on, I'm then going to take a nice smudger brush. This is also by Tom Ford, and I'm just going to blend that out with no shadow on the brush at first. Okay, and then I'm going to take a small blending brush. This one's like very, very small, but it's got some movement to it. And I'm going to take that C3 shade. So the second shade that we put in the crease, and I'm going to blend that into the black shade. My nose is running. Blend that in to the black liner. So pretty. Okay, and then finally I'm going to take another small little blender. This is the Morphe X Nikita Dragon in one brush, which, speaking of which, where's Nikita Dragon? I need her to come back and bring back her little face palette. I have it still, but I only use it on special occasions because it's almost gone. And that one I had to order off of Amazon because her site was already gone at that point. Ah, there's nothing like a nice, sultry, smoky eye. All right, boom, boom. And then just blend the lower portion out, make it nice and smooth. And now we are ready for the inner corner. And I am going to take the Laura Lee Glazed Lit Kit and the shade Diamonds and the Laura Lee Los Angeles L16 brush. Hi, Poppy. You're back. You're back. Let's pop this on the inner corner, because inner corner highlight and brow bone highlight will be something that will just never go out of style for me. Ever, never. Okay. A little bit of brow bone action. Okay. Now, let's contour. Okay. I told you guys about this dupe, so you guys know I love this bronzer right here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer, but I found a dupe. Take your screenshots. Essence Sun Club Luminous Bronzing Powder. This is a savings of $48. That's with the tax included. This stuff is $8 on Ulta's website. Okay? And it may even be a little bit more affordable on Essence website. So always check there. As always, you guys know I'm going to be using my Morphe M143 brush. This is my favorite for contour because it literally does the work for you. All you have to do is move that brush, baby, and it works. It blends so seamlessly, so beautifully, and I love the smell of this bronzer. It's very faint, but it's got like this very faint summery smell, and it's not a sunscreen smell, because you guys know I cannot stand when brands say, oh, it smells like summer, and it literally smells like SPF. Like literally Copperstone. No thanks. Alright, I'm also going to do my nose contour. Again, I have a Sonia Kashuk brush that's for dry products as well. And I am going to go in with my deeper bronzer as well. You guys know that I do that to help shape the face a little bit. And again, I am extremely spray tanned, so I just like to do that in general. I just do need to figure out, oh, here it is. I'm going to use this one right here. This is the CAB Cosmetics contour palette, and I love, love, love the shade Sculpted and Cinnamon, the two down here that's been used a bunch. These are so beautiful, and they just look so gorgy gorge on the skin, my love. I'm going to use this L13 brush by Laura Lee Los Angeles. And I put this up towards the top of the cheekbones. And again, I do go in kind of light-handed because this is more of just for definition. But I love the way that this shapes the face. It's just a really nice way to do it. Okay, boom. Alrighty, Roo, we are ready for blush. And for blush today, which one would I like to use today? Today. I've not been loving the Laura Lee Manny MUA blush palette that I got, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favorite. Let's see, I have this one here. This is a Jacqueline palette. Again, you can't get this one anymore, but it is a really pretty shade. I just don't know if it's the vibes for today. Let's see here. I also have this palette that I love. It's a Lamar palette, and it's got this pink in here. Again, I'm looking for this one in particular palette. The problem is that I have right here on my table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawers of palettes, plus more palettes down here, plus palettes over here. But I also have an Alex 9 in the other room with even more palettes in it. Let's see, what is this palette? I don't remember what this one is. Oh, that's pretty, never even been used. Gorgeous palette though. Let's see here. I'm not finding what I'm looking for. I know what it looks like. I know exactly what the palette looks like. I just don't know if I have it in here. Well, I must not, because I just feel like when I moved, I took all of my favorites, and I know that that's one of my all-time, here's even more palettes, Jesus, Morgan. All of my favorite ones he's put in his top. My husband fiance likes to reorganize my shit, and he puts it in weird spots, like my Jacqueline 2 palette that you guys know I use pretty much every day for my transition shade. My Nimya palette was all up there. Okay, let's see. Blush. What do I want to do? I also have this palette. I did a video on this palette. It's like that big book that's always all over Instagram. I actually love it. It has like a glitter in every color. This thing is awesome. Yeah, we're definitely going to use that blush today. I love the blush in this one. That second one right here is Gorgina. Bronzers are really good. The highlights are okay, but the shadows and glitters in this are gorge. This doesn't have a shade name, but it's the King Beauty palette, and if you search it, you will find it. But we're gonna go in with it first. That second, oh my God, it's gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Ah. I can't. I literally just cannot. Look how gorgeous that is. And I think this whole big ass book of palette, I want to say was like 30 bucks, maybe. It was like always on my Instagram, and a bunch of you guys kept tagging me in it and wanting me to do like a review to see if it was worth the money. And I did a full face with it pretty much, aside from like liquid products, but like bronzers in here, highlights in here, blushes in here, 1,000 eyeshadow shades with glitters and shimmers, like so much. So I did a video on it, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, it's worth it. And I just forget about it. I forget that it's there, and it's such a good palette. Oh, look at that blush. Oh my God, I can't. I absolutely can't. Again, that's the second blush right here that I use. It's coming off a lot red, more red on camera. It's not. It's like pink. But yeah, this is the King Beauty palette. I'm not sponsored or anything, but all of this comes in that palette. So highly recommend. Okay, and then on top of that, I am going to do what I used to do quite literally every single day when I got ready. I don't know why I quit doing it either, because it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. But out of the glazed lip kit, the shade Rose All Day, you can see has been loved, honey. I will take that on my blush brush and go right over top, and it just adds this beautiful sheen to the blush. It is a beautiful blush topper. You could also use this as just a blush on its own. It's that beautiful. Oh, I love it. Loves it. Okay, we are now going to, do I want to do highlight now or do I want to do my pressed powder first? Okay, let's go ahead and spray the face and let it kind of sit. Oh, here's what we're looking like. Obviously, again, no filter. We are on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and set my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. This is my third repurchase of this, I believe. Yeah, I think third. Second or third. Because they last a long time. But I think it is. It might only be my second. Hell, who cares? And I get these little spoolies for my makeup kit for obviously as a makeup artist, but I keep some out for myself to use for my brows. And I just make sure to run it through the spoolies with my finger before I go in. And these brows will not move. They will stay in place all day long. The only thing I will say is if you don't want to buy the little spoolies on Amazon and you get the Anastasia brush that is like when you press on this to purchase it online, or even if you go in store and buy it, the brush is right beside it, or the brush pops up if you buy this. Make sure you clean out the bristles because they will get really tough if you don't wipe the pomade off as soon as you, or not the pomade, the brow freeze. Jesus. Like, hello, is there anybody in there, Morgan? Low. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do my pressed powder. Again, I used to use my MAC Studio Fix foundation powder. They took talc out of it. I purchased it hoping it would still be good. It sucks. I don't care what Michaela says. I agree with Jeffree Star on this one. It sucks. It sucks. The whole point was the talc because it took away any pores. So the LYS Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder in the shade Resilient Translucent is where to go. It comes off a little banana-y in person. It's not. It's so brightening and beautiful. Highly recommend. I don't know why I'm using that powder poof because I prefer a damp sponge. And I'll put this right in that inner corner to just say good morning. And then I will also take my little brush here just to make sure it doesn't set in any, like, I have those weird little creases in my eyes as I'm getting older, like right underneath my eyes, and I just don't want powder to set in that. Like, no thank you. But look how brightening. I'm obsessed. And this is more affordable than MAC by a long shot. Alrighty, Rooski guys, let's go ahead and spray this face again. And do our highlight. I'm going to use this It Cosmetics highlight blush. It's nice and fluffy. And using the shade Diamonds. Oh. Don't worry, you guys know how I am. We will be doing other things, so don't you dare worry your little head. Alright, so once we do that, I'm then going to take a pencil brush, okay, with Diamonds. We're going to go right on the tip of the nose and down the center. Above the lip here. I'm going to smile, do a little right here, and a little right here where that light hits. And then just, I massage it in with my finger because your hands are warm. And you see when I turn now, and then also right there, in the center of the forehead. And now do you see where the light's catching it? Yeah. It's a good little trick. I love this palette. Love it. I hate that she got rid of her brand too. It's like all of my favorite brands are like going away. And I'm like, why? Please give me one good reason. All right. We need to do lips and lashes. Let's go ahead and do lashes first. So I'm going to curl my lashes really quickly. Okay. Do a little curl, curl, curl. I'm so excited to film this video, you guys, because I just feel like after talking to the best friend I was telling you guys about, I talked to them for a while last night, and they have been trans. They waited until they were an adult, which they have said many times that they do not regret waiting until they were an adult to make the decision to go on hormones and do all the things. And I was talking to her last night, and she was so upset, crying over Lily Tino, and she was like, I'm just so happy that you're making a video about it. And that's really sad. More people should be speaking up. It's just really sad, and I am so proud of everyone in the trans community who have made videos. There are hundreds on TikTok, hundreds on YouTube. I am so proud of each of them for speaking up, and I just feel like if you haven't looked into it, or if you are not under a rock and you've heard of this person and you haven't signed the petition, please look into it. The petition, I actually have Mr. Humble. Yes, Mr. Humble on TikTok, at Mr. Humble. They have a petition in their bio to sign to get this person off of TikTok. So, any hoozy hazy. Let's go in with some mascara. This is the LA Girl Perfect Curve. I do prefer the Essence mascara, but it's fine. I just had to get something for the meantime because my Ulta did not have any of the Essence mascaras in stock, which I was like, what the hell, on? Why are there no Essence mascaras in stock? And my girl, she was like, oh yeah, we sell out as soon as we get them in. Like, they're gone like a couple of days later. So I had to order it. So I just picked up a mascara that the girl said was comparable, but it's nothing of the sort. That's okay. It puts black on my lashes, which is really all I need, because you guys know your girl wears falsies, period. What is that? No thanks. If I ain't doing my own lash extensions, you girl's gonna have some lashes on. Which, speaking of which, John got me these from Five Below, so I'm going to use these up. But as you can see, one ripped as I was trying to get it out of the packaging, so I'll wear these when I want to do a good half lash, but I also hate how shiny these fuckers are, but it's fine. It's all fine. Okay. They also put so much adhesive on the lash band that it's almost impossible to get them off, which is another reason why it ripped. And I'm always so careful and cautious of that because I know that those cheaper lashes do that. All right, let's go ahead and put the lash glue on. Duo lash glue. I like the one with the brush, so I can just brush it right on my eye. Baby, you want to say hi to the people?
Hi.
He doesn't want to say hi to you guys.
Well, I say hi, I just don't want to come over and say.
Oh, he doesn't want to be seen, but he says hi. He's not feeling good, so he will not be commentary in this week's video, I guess. Okay, so let's trim these lashes. I wore a pair last week, and I actually liked these out of that Five Below pack, but I don't know where the other one went. I know I said it right here, but the other one is gone.
Well, wild fire animals is no feeling.
Huh?
Wild fire animals is no feeling.
Well, I set it over here and underneath that piece of paper because I know Mushy likes to play with my lashes. She thinks they're animals, so she likes to play with them. So I always purposefully put a piece of paper or something over them, but that did not work this time. I'm also going to powder my lips. Here I do my lips. If you want your lips to last a long, long time, powder them. Pro tip from me to you. I just powdered my lips.
I know the rules.
He does know the rules. He's so good about that. Okay, wait. What just happened here? Oh, no. That's not going to work. That looks absolutely crazy. Okay, better. Alright, this lash is about to be way shorter than the other one, but it is what it is. Do I love them? No. I don't. But he is getting better at picking me out lashes. Because normally he brings me home like the thinnest, little bittiest, babiest lash you ever did see. And I'm like, honey, my darling, I don't do basic eye looks. I do like full glam. And these lashes are just not gonna work. I'm also a finger lash applier. I cannot do the tweezers near the eyeball. I can't. I've never been able to do it. I can do it to clients all day long. But again, that's not my eyeball, so that's probably why. All right, lip liner. Lip liner. Let's see, y'all. Let's do, I love this lip liner so much. Obviously, it's like literally almost gone. It is Sweet Tea by Morphe. I need to get another one. I can't believe how short this one is. It is my favorite lip liner of all time. I also love Makeup Talk, which is another thing that I ordered off of Ulta. Ordered 2 Sweet Teas and 2 Makeup Talks. Which, shout out to Tana and Brooke for bringing Makeup Talk back because it was gone forever, which was a stupid decision. I mean, look how tiny. Like, I used every single piece of makeup. That's another tip I can give you. Use every bit, even your foundation. The lid screws off, you know. You can dip a brush down in there and, yeah. Don't throw it away just because you're down to the nitty-gritty. All right, on the liquid lip part, we are going to do Celebrity Skin by Jeffree Star. I also ordered, Laura Lee was live on TikTok the other day, and she now just has her Minimum LA brand. She got rid of Laura Lee Los Angeles, and so she is doing a deal on her body wash, and I ordered it. I wanted the bundle, but she wasn't doing a deal on the bundle, so I ordered the body wash, and then the very next thing she did, I thought she was about to end the live. No, she does a deal on the fucking bundle. I'm like, well, I don't need 2 body washes, so I guess I just won't this time. But Laura, next time, can you say, hey, by the way, if you want the bundle, don't buy this yet. Wait a minute. All right, take a little brush, do a little blendy blend. My nose running is going to drive me nuts. I can go ahead and tell you guys that now. All right, now that we're getting dry, I like to take a actual lipstick, and I'm going to take Naked Body, also by Jeffree Star. We were talking about this earlier in the live, so I just feel like using it. Look how beautiful his bullets are. They're so gorge. Oh, it's so creamy. I will say, his lipsticks are where it's at. Like, he will always have my favorite lipsticks. I don't care. All right. Then for gloss, my favorite is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Big Lip Plumpgasm, obviously in the shade Pillow Talk. Love, if you want your gloss, your neck and face are 2 different colors. Are they? I don't think so, babe. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if you want your lips to look glossy all day long, and like glossy, and it's not sticky, this is definitely not gonna be a affordable lip gloss, but it's so beautiful, and it's not sticky at all. It's so long lasting. All right, you guys, that is all. I'm about to go film this video for you guys right now. Again, as I mentioned, nails are Amazon. I told you guys at the beginning of the live what to search if you want to search those. Also, these are from Temu. They're just extra large teardrop is what you search on Temu. Anyways, also, if you guys want to sign the petition for Lily Tino on TikTok, Mr. Humble has it linked in their bio on their TikTok, and I highly recommend. But anyways, I am going to get my hair ready, and we are going to film this video. It will be uploaded for you guys on Tuesday. I love you guys so freaking much. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you guys have any questions or any video recommendations that you would like to see, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I love you guys so much, and until the next time, bye.